Welcome to another exciting edition of the P&B World Cup show. I'm your host, Abel Sunday. What a dramatic day that has been at the FIFA World Cup. History was made in Vancouver as Canada produced a ruthless performance, crushing Qatar 6-0 with Jonathan Davis stealing the headlines with a brilliant hat-trick, but the celebration were overshadowed by a serious injury to amplify the star. In Group A, South Africa fought back to end a valuable 1-1 draw against Czech Republic, keeping their hopes alive, while Mexico edged South Korea 1-0 in a tense counter to brighten their grip on the group. Joining me to break all the talking point is media sports marketing professional Josiah Delight Amedu, and also from the ancient city of Benin we have the Abacadabra of sport, Erojon. This is the P&B World Cup show. Okay, welcome Josiah, welcome and good evening. This is day 8 or day 9 of the World Cup. World Cup started a week ago, exactly. That is last week Thursday, and of course we've gone halfway. I will not say halfway.
We're still about 8 days more to go to the halfway.
Exactly, and it's full of surprises, to be honest.
This is the second
game to start from today.
Group matches, and it's actually telling you what we have been speaking on this program, that when it gets to when people are struggling to qualify from their groups, the dimension and intensity changes. And here we are, just the home host, Canada, who go from their slumber after a draw in one of their
first game.
That's to tell you that they have gone down back to go and eye their T's and then dot their I's, and so we are here again seeing some dramatic exploits of countries trying to make it up. South Africa, who actually started in a very rough day and time, now has gotten themselves up, and they've
gotten a point here. And I remember you argued that with the principality that well, this is the first game, you cannot just write them off, they can bounce back. Yes,
and now here we are. They are trying to disappoint pundits.
Actually, pundits, they are there to just argue and analyze their own view. But their view does not mean that it's going to be or will be reality. It's just their view. But we'll have all the way from the ancient city of Benin, we'll have the Abacadabra of sport. We'll call him that because he brings magic to sport analysis. Erojon, good evening. Edo is shining.
Good evening, Mr. Abel. Good evening, Mr. Delight from the studio. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Edo is always shining.
Edo is shining, and that is why you give the president 2.5 million votes. I must put that one because
we are thinking of decreasing the number.
To 3 million. How many voters I don't get? When they give that 3 million.
I'm not here to sound negative.
Yes.
Let's see what happens in 2027.
Right? You are correct. Okay, let's dive into the conversation. Okay, let me start with you before I come down to the light here in the studio. But did South Africa show enough character to earn a crucial point after going behind? I think that penalty was just a lock, because already I think that game is gone and buried already. Let me get your thought on that.
Okay, personally, I don't like South Africa. I told you before, I don't like the African things in the World Cup. I'm not supposed to do it. I think the only African thing that I'm supposed to do is the others. As far as my values, I are not there. I'm not supporting any African thing. But as much as I would not like that, I must commend South Africa. I think they showed better character for me. They put up a better performance than their first game. They lost their first game, one goal, this time around, they were able to in my own opinion, it was a balanced game. It was evenly balanced. And the Czech Republic enjoyed more possession, but I think the South African team, they were more defensively organized, and they relied so much on quick transition, on counter attack. They also played the more compact manner, in my opinion. And then I think from what I saw them from the display I saw from them, they showed a great mentality towards the wanting to at least salvage the points from that game. They played that they didn't want to lose the entire thing.
Oh, I think network has taken the net. I don't know. I've taken error off. But Delight, what? Okay.
And then they were able to salvage something. I put them 1 point and really turned their present group and back there.
Okay, well said. Delight, what positive yeah, we can hear you. You are done with your point, right? So let me come to Delight. What positive can Czech Republic take despite dropping 2 valuable points this morning?
Well, in the beginning,
they drew to Mexico.
Czech I think lost to
Czech drew to Mexico first game.
Yeah, and then Mexico won. They
lost to Mexico.
They lost to South Korea. They lost to South Korea in the beginning. One of them.
They lost to South Korea. It was South Africa that played Mexico. Yes, they lost to South Korea. Yes, 2-1. No, 2-1. It's 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, against South Korea.
Yes.
And what is happening right now is that the bottom liners are actually being received. Because these South Koreans are actually they are really very they are ready to roll. They have not just come to play, but unfortunately they made their Waterloo in the hands of host Mexico.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, Mexico is cruising comfortably. Czechs, by what is happening right now, are struggling to see whether they can play and become the best losers.
Can they even be in that conversation? If you're the best loser,
depends on from what I see, the graphic statistics.
Okay, having 1 point, probably winning their next game, that will give them a
what will determine their ascension or qualifying is their goal differences. They don't seem to be scoring. They seem to be having less points. If other group third place positionists have a better goals difference and a goal margin, and they are at the third.
Now they are -1.
They are -1.
Yeah,
but at least they are too low. That's why I've often said it. It's just like any other sport. If you want to win any game, you better score.
Because you might get to a point where that
those matter.
Yes,
whether you lose with the 3-2, whether you lose with the 2-1, whether you lose with the 4-2, 4-3, those little points that you gather are the things that matters for you to go. Some people have even played a draw, but with a high point,
they qualified.
And they qualify. So if you don't score, that will be a minus for you. Check right now. No matter how good they played, if they are beating South Africa in that yesterday's match, now we won't be talking what we are saying here now. They will have been very. They will have positionally stayed at that 3 position, but with a very good point and game margin, but goals margin. For now, here we are. They are still at one point, and South Africa is 1 point. It's as good as South Africa playing their last game against South Korea, and then
which is going to be a very tough one.
Already, what is playing here is that right now. These 2 teams are going home.
I think they're going home. Period. They don't have anything. They're going home. Looking at Czech, I got to question their defense because I think they easily surrender after taking the against South Korea. If you remember vividly, they took the lead, and all of a sudden they fell short of I don't know the power of the Koreans. The same thing with South Africa. They took the lead with South Africa, and again they allowed South Africa back to the game. So what do you think that coach should be telling these guys going forward to the next game? They know that they are playing. I think the host team, they're playing Mexico now. The host team. Although Mexico has qualified, no 2 ways about it. Probably they might play easy with them, but I think it's a very strong game for them next. Okay, I think Eru is not even on. Okay, Eru, are you back?
Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry, I have some more.
No, okay. Let me ask it. Did you get my question? I should ask it again.
I mean, you need to take that again.
Okay, let me take it again. I was saying that what is it with this Czech Republic team that against South Korea they took the lead, and all of a sudden second half they surrendered the lead, and Korea won that game. Same thing with South Africa, they took the lead, and at the point that they are supposed to try and see how they could salvage victory from that, they also surrender it, and South Africa equalized that game, and they had to share points in that encounter. But what do you think the coach should be doing more now? Is it to focus more on his defense? Because I think they have defensive lapses in that team.
You are pointing out one of the problems is vulnerability in the defensive setup of Czech Republic team. Sometimes it's not just about scoring, it's also being able to defend the goals that you have scored, so that the opponent will not also get goals and points to it. That's one of the biggest problems of the team. I expected that after the first game, they will regroup and probably do better defensively in trying to maintain their lead and stay more complete defensively. And it happened to be that that weakness once again it worked against them. Another problem that I think the Czech Republic team has from my observation with their team, they do not know how to convert so many of their
chances.
We're talking their analyst version to them and Barcelona that was led by Messi as far as the NSM and fear that had happened. I think even if you score them 3-4 goals, there is a very strong chance that they will score 6 or 4 8 and eventually win the game. So that's one problem the Czech Republic team has. They don't convert their chances. They miss so many chances. And it's not about football. When you have chances like this glorious chances that you do not convert, you automatically get punished one way or the other. You get punished that particular match, or even as the tournament or the competition, you get punished. Because in this group standing and what have you will not just bank on points. At some point, there are some teams, there are some good players go differently, determining factor. There are some good players go differently, determining factor. You begin to compare goals scored and goals conceded. It will be determining factor to consider who qualifies or who cracks that. So every single team matters in tournaments like this. Every single team is a very important factor. That's one thing. If, for example, they are taking some of their chances at the time South Africa would have scored one, they would have already had 2 to 3 goals. But in the case where you are not converting your chances, you are there.
Okay, I think the network again, as I don't know what's happening. Okay, because Edo is actually shining, but you guys are not shining towards to network. Network is not shining in Edo State. I don't know what is shining there. Maybe it's the flyover.
I don't know why you are always one of those things that are part of you don't want to speak on the government should sit up.
I'm telling you.
Put things right.
But Delight, let me ask you, which team is under more pressure heading into the final group game? We know that South Africa will be playing South Korea, which is a very tough team, sorry, and we know Czech will be playing Mexico, which is another very strong one. But looking at South Africa without McKenna, what is that his name again? Yeah, yes, which is one. No, you have to get yellow card, so he cannot play the next. Yes, so do you think South Africa will survive this one?
You see, this second position is still very dicey between South Korea, Czech, and South Africa. Should any of these teams that are going to be facing themselves win, it means automatically they are going to be topping that.
Yes, topping star, yeah.
Should South Korea lose any game now, they have 3 points. If any group between Czechs and South Africa get a 3-point advantage, they have 4 points. And if should South Korea lose any game, they have a 0 point. So they're coming down.
South Korea will be happy. With even a draw.
They will be happy with a draw. But it's still also dicey with a draw. That's with a draw, they have 1 point. They still have 4.
Yeah.
And so if any of these two teams go to beat any of these teams by 4-0, 4-1.
Yes, okay, go difference is possible. Yes.
So like what Rui was saying is that is this statistical goals advantage and goals that matters right now. So if you want to go now, go out for the juggler. The you that are at the bottom, go for the juggler and make sure that you win. If you can win outrightly now, you have a very comfortable position to go. You might have, if you can win 2-1, 3-1, then you might be able to outdo South Korea, and then you go up to. Now in this group, the first position is already known. Whether Mexico loses or they win, they are already comfortable for a right to go to the next stage of the competition. But within these two people, they still have a serious battle. All of them are under pressure. The three of these, South Korea, Czech Republic, and South Africa, are under pressure. But for South Africa, because of their nemesis, and because of your problem, because of you that don't like them,
that is only this. So maybe if I come to South Africa, they're going to stone me, say I'm one of the people that is to say that they should come back from.
They don't like the Nigerian press. They don't like the Nigerian press.
We're even in this together because we did the same club. We don't like South Africa.
We don't like. I've never hated South Africa, but at the same time, I don't like their xenophobia attitude, and so they've lost my support for now. Depending when they repent and apologize to the Nigerian team in public after all that we've done for them in appetite and also
exactly
to their economy.
Yes,
and they are very lazy.
But I think that South Africa is just pure jealousy. There's nothing like no job or what. I think it's just pure jealousy. They just feel that
their women are even better than they are women. They don't know how to do anything. And now look at how they are playing football like women. When other African countries are playing good football and making us proud in Africa, they are not being played like sissies.
Okay, let's move to the next game, which is Canada versus Qatar.
Spelling is wrong.
Is Canada emerging as one of the surprise candidates in this World Cup? Because 6-0, though they will say yes, it's Qatar, but 6-0, I don't think you need to take that thing for granted. Wow. Eru, are you there? I think we've lost Eru. Let's come. Well, Canada 6-0.
Well, earlier at the opening stage of this competition, when we saw that was it a 0-0 draw?
Yes.
Between Canada versus I think Bosnia. I think Bosnia also. We were here complaining that how come they play such a lackadaisical kind of game that they didn't win? For the opening ceremony that they are hosting, and we were able to analyze some kind of deficiency in their style of play, and also wanted to say that maybe it's the first attempt at the World Cup finance hosting. Maybe the pressure was much on them, but a 6-0 drubbing of the Qatar team that we saw in 2022 that actually made some impression. I only went past the first group stage, even while they hosted. Talks about much of the preparation that Canada is giving to this championship. Tells you that the hosting countries are living up to billing.
Yeah,
and they're going to make it worthwhile for everybody that will be coming to watch the FIFA World Cup in their country, and they are not going to be a pushover or a walkover team. So everybody should get prepared that when they are coming, they're going to meet a Waterloo of exciting football, and that's what they are giving to the fans and also to viewers who are watching the World Cup. Even the organizers also, I'm sure they're not disappointed that Canada is hosting and they're giving them what they want. All about football, apart from the trophy that countries are going to be winning. Also, the FIFA people are also looking at how they're going to be making their revenue and how they will give them a plus that actually they hosted a well organized FIFA World Cup. And Canada is giving them that encouragement that if you are hosting, try and host to win so that your capital investment is not also waste. You also have what to rejoice and be happy with. Well, if in any case they didn't even go further, a 6-0 dropping of a team in the World Cup is also a history to be written about their performance. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
This,
okay. Well said. Eru, do we have Eru now? Okay. Okay, Eru, how important was Jonathan Davis' hat-trick to Canada's statement victory this morning? Is it this morning or yesterday they played that game? How was important that hat-trick to that team?
The hat-trick is one of the reasons we're having this conversation.
Exactly.
So very important to us.
Yeah.
It was a very important part. It was very instrumental to that victory. That was a very good what we have in Cathedral or other friends. Now they play like a host. This is what a host to do. This is how you give your fans, your citizens, your supporters. This is how you give them for their money. That was a very wonderful performance from them. So it was one-to-one. Basically, Jonathan Daly is a very important player for the Canadians, or he's a good player. And yesterday was a perfect opportunity for him to showcase what he has, to tell the world we shouldn't give up on Canada, because I remember how we passed them after the first game, after the very poor display and poor performance that they took up as a table situation. So springing up from that was a very good psychological, because it was both a good psychological and physical comeback. Doing that, and also they have now, it is now that Canada are not their rival at the World Cup. What they did before wasn't counted. Now Canada are now their rival at the World Cup. And I must confess that there is a very good one. And kudos to Jonathan David. He already has 3 goals already at the World Cup that are setting up for a higher score on the tournament. I mean, Lionel Messi on 3
Yes.
Managed to got 3 goals already. And that's a good one for the kudos to him. I give him the credit and kudos to the team. And for someone who looks up for so much, because there are not so many stars in Canada. Jonathan David is just one of the very good players there whom you can put out as so he's a very good player, he's well known across Europe and the like. And so doing that already is a big one. So it will also boost out his confidence as a player, it will boost out the confidence of the team. And I just hope we are able to keep up the momentum and eventually go back to the after the
Okay, well said. Delight, we'll have Canada now. We'll have Canada sitting top of the table of that group with 4 points. We'll have Switzerland with 4 points as well. Then we'll also have Bosnia with 1 point, then Qatar with 1 point. So it's still not finished for Qatar. Qatar can also do something. But this 6-0 bashing, you talked about goal. It might haunt them later because they consider 6. But did Qatar do two red cards completely change the game for them that they yesterday?
I think also it's a minus for anybody to get a 2 red card. You're losing about 2 players in your arsenal, and so it makes you very porous. It makes you vulnerable, and makes you that whatever tactics you are coming, maybe peradventure you didn't plan a tactical play that if you lose 2 men from your side, you're going to be adjusted. I've never seen where you go for a competition where you will be tactically planning that 2 of your men will go out and then a strategy will emerge. And that is a minus. Most cases when you see that, sometimes you might even see that a coach might tell the goalkeeper to be substituted in some cases for them to come and maybe do a mixed grid of a good strategy to play. So, but the red card was a plus for them. I think it helped make them to push and make them to be able to make them to even become very vulnerable. And that was why peradventure the Canadians were able to hit them this bad. With having lost 2 players. Then what is left? You have barely just about 8 or 9 players on the field of play, and which is not well for them. It also opens your defense, and they also defend on what adjustment they'll be making. Because normally when such things happen, you normally will want to if it's a defensive player that created those offenses, then you need that you must have you can show up your defense and then leave your attacking attackers very peradventure. You might just leave one, maybe take a left winger out and then bring in a defensive player to offshore. But unfortunately, that strategy peradventure didn't work for the Qatarians, and then the Canadians had to tell them that they were very silly to have cost those kind of red card.
Yeah,
there's a red card that people are still talking about. Challenge was extremely very bad. Whoever refused to give that kind of red card, that guy is a very biased referee.
And a lot of many people raised eyebrow because that's supposed to be a red card. And I didn't notice out of that they would have changed the momentum of that.
It was a tactically well executed attack on that guy by Messi.
Yeah. Okay, How big a blow is Ismail Konye's injury to Canada's campaign? How it is? How big it is?
Mr. said, there are some situations that you don't. I don't think when you are coming to the tournament or when you are coming to the plan for it to say, oh, this is going to happen. After when it happens, this is what I'm going to do. And the red card incident and injuries are something you don't. You may have it. You may at one point or the other think that somebody against this in that case, but you want you're not able to be working it to be. And I think this is one of the situations that it's a big no because it's just the second game of the tournament. And for a team that maybe I'm part of it for a team that do not have so many star players, for a team that do not have so many very instrumental players, now losing one of them out injured is surely going to tell of the team. It's going to tell. I just hope that whoever I think called off the replacement, whoever they use as a replacement for me would be able to at least step up and consolidate on what the team has just started now. It's surely going to be a very big group. It's going to be a very big one. Technically, they already won the game. They are at the edge of
before that injury happened. Yeah. Okay, can Qatar recover from this humiliation and avoid an early exit? The light. Do you think they can recover? 6-0.
Well, like we said, football is unpredictable. These 4-4 they are sitting on very comfortably. Like I said, like I analyzed the game between South Korea that should Czechs and South Africa win any of their matches. It's very dangerous for the second place team. This year also presents a very danger also. That should any of these last bottom people win any of their matches, everybody's at 4 apart. And now that's where we're talking about.
The goals will not start.
Two of these will beat their in the next last match.
That's if Bosnia beat Mexico and
no, Bosnia beat other Canada, Switzerland, whoever they are playing.
Yes,
it becomes a very deadly table standing because they are 4. It means that they won 1 and drew 1.
Yes, so they lost 1 each.
They lost 1 each. Now Bosnia can qualify just for a 3 point, but it depends on this same thing we are talking about.
I think Canada should have a.
Now the only thing that I can say here, Canada's defeat of
that 6-0,
has taken Qatar out.
Yes,
she will win a game to be
in terms of goal difference. Even if they have to tie on a point, I think Canada has upper hand.
Canada for now will stand comfortable.
Yeah,
Switzerland. Well, that is only Switzerland. Well, Switzerland also can stand.
But who said Canada cannot lose 5-0?
I don't know. But Switzerland can stand comfortably because they have 4. The only 2 people that have a low score margin is only Bosnia and Qatar. So whichever way they win now, they are out. As at this time, whichever win they have, they are out. It depends on whether Canada will still beat Bosnia if that's the match where they're going to be playing, or Switzerland. If they win, they are comfortable. Already 4 points, like he said, is a good one for them. To also show that they are competing and they're competing well.
It's actually a good one for. And do you agree with that? Do you share some sentiment with us that as it stands, anyone that anything can still happen?
As much as we always like to say that in the game of football, personally, I think the chances of Qatar coming out bouncing back is like taking your head through the eye of the middle. A very, very
tough one.
Unrealistic, considering the amount of days we have to swallow the season. That's already -6 on go every day.
Yes.
That's keeping the practice. Even Bosnia who still on the paper on -3. So they have a quick advantage over Qatar. They start having 1 point each. So it's almost looking like a mission impossible for the likes of Qatar. And considering their next game is likely going to be against I think Bosnia. They're going to play Bosnia. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's the important part of the group.
So I think that makes it very interesting. Do you know why, Ero? That makes it very interesting because a win for any of them can you also see them qualify from that best loser spot, that third place. Do you get? So any win for those who can see them.
I think even Bosnia winning the match, we even put Bosnia in a better place.
Yeah.
Than Qatar, right? Yeah.
Qatar, yes. Because considering that what we have watched in Spain, the two matches they have played, I'm not expecting so many goals from that match. From the match, I'm not expecting so many goals in that encounter. So it's going to be a tight encounter between the two. And don't forget that we have Canada and Switzerland on 4 points.
Yes.
Whoever wins among them has automatically qualified. And then the Switzerland, okay, let's hope Switzerland will second of the table. They have a goal difference of +3. So whatever the outcome is, except the that of Bosnia, we beat Qatar by at least 5 goals. And except that Canada, we beat Switzerland. I think that it's almost a 30 job for the two teams. So now, I think in Qatar, they already be arranging their back and
they should join South Africa, right?
They should just enter the every flight back.
Okay, let's move to our final game as we try to wrap up today. Mexico, South Korea. Was Mexico's experience the key factor in securing all 3 points? But if you look at this group, Delight, you find out that Mexico is topping that this with 6 points. South Korea 3 points. Second, we have Czech and South Africa 1 point each.
Well, the only thing I can say here, for me, I don't think the Mexicans are even prepared for this.
But they are going their way easily. They are going.
Yes, they're going their way.
Against South Africa, they won 2-0. Even they did not play tactically well, but at least they got the point.
For now, I'm beginning to see a very weak group placement for Mexico in this championship. This is my thoughts just coming now, because the home court advantage is really speaking for the Mexicans. And if you look at all the games, the matches they've won at with 2-0, 1-0, which is also tells you that they are not a high scoring side.
Yeah.
Just like the Canadians are high scoring, the US team is high scoring, the Germans are high scoring, the English team are high scoring. So they're a very low scoring side. It means that they also have a very big problem with the attack. Every team you see scoring one, and they're not replying. Even the Senegalese are even the high scoring team by virtue of what happened in one of their matches. I think they lost about 3-2 or something. 3-1 to, so even at that
to France,
I can tell you that the high scoring team. Now the Mexicans have only scored 2 and 1 in this competition. But what is giving them the edge is the Mexican fan support with home advantage, and that is what is boosting their morale to play at this level like this. Because and also that they are very lucky that South Africa has a very bad start of a psychological problem. If not, there would have been a big problem in this group. Czech Republic, to me, is a very high level playing team. And in those days where Peter Cech was one of their goalkeepers, and I think key for Manchester United also.
No, Chelsea.
Okay, I can remember. Then they had a very good team, and they've been to the World Cup.
That was a Russ keeper now. The keeper that had to patch his head with. I don't know who had to do that.
This guy has a plan for you. But what I'm saying in essence is that I'm beginning to see, when you see the table, you now see tables team or group that are very, very, very tough. Like the Group B, where Canada, Switzerland is a very tough team. Though despite all this high scoring, this thing, it shows that the football there and the competition there is very massive. Okay. That's what I can tell for now.
Okay. Aaron, did South Korea do enough to deserve something from the game? Because I think South Korea is a very, very tough team. But seeing them going 1-0 against against Mexico, I begin to wonder what is really the problem, because if you see what they did against Czech Republic, I think it was something remarkable. But seeing them, I was thinking that game is either South Korea even get a 3-point or they draw. What is your take on that?
I think, to answer your question properly, I think South Korea the performed to the point that it's not something.
Yeah.
Yes, if you look at the statistics of that, they had a medical had 13 shots that the South Korea had 9. The medical team had 5 shots against the South Korea team had 3. They actually gave Mexico a run for their money. They gave the medical team a run for their money, and they did enough. They did enough. The medical team now the pass accuracy of 7. The South Korea team now the pass accuracy of 52. You can see from the statistics and even from the outcome of the match that ended with just 1-0 win. We see that the South Koreans were not just the Mexicans do not have to for the Mexicans to them and just see them just like that. So yes, we did enough to get it. But at the end of the day, once we always say, I'm not here to excite you. I'm here for the 3 points.
Exactly.
Because we are not here for the business standard football. We are not here for entertainment. We are not here for who plays or who makes the most accurate passes. We are here for the win. The win is what matters at the end of the day. And the medical team has gotten the win. And just like I want to support Thomas and like telling that, I think one thing that the medical are really taking very good advantage of. As a matter of fact, it's one of their strategy in this competition. The home fan support. They are really using it to be ladder. They are not using any stone on top as far as the home support is concerned. And psychologically, it's doing a great deal and it's working to their favor. They won 2 matches already in front of their own hand. They have placed themselves at a qualification level already. In my own opinion, I don't think the only worst thing they can finish for that president is second position. I don't think they can go to top position anymore. Only by influence of the things on third and fourth respectively. So they have placed themselves properly and it's doing well for them. But it's so sad that the South Koreans do not get a result out of this encounter, despite the way they put up themselves. But they still have a strong chance. They win over South Africa, we deliver it to them. I just hope they are able to do something very amazing against South Africa. Because Somalia, I don't support South Africa. I want South Africa out of that tournament to go back to their shots that they have to do. So I am supporting South Korea in that game, and I just hope that something positive is able to come out of that.
Okay, one said, like rightly said, there's nothing. What they call? There's nothing. Mexico can even sit down and lose, and they will still qualify. The worst they can qualify, like you rightly said, is second. That is the bad as can get is second, because they are on 6 points. Who is chasing them is 3 points. The other people 1 point. So those ones, there's no way South Africa will catch Mexico. There's no way Czech will even catch Mexico again. It's only South Korea that can catch Mexico. But looking at Mexico, looking at South Korea, what must they do to improve ahead of their next match? What must they do? And considering the fact that they are playing a certain South Africa without their Macron, or what is that his name again?
But the thing is that the South Koreans will not in any way give or back down to the Mexicans. And for me, it will be foolhardy for the Mexicans to want to think that they can just go and play anyhow and lose. Psychologically, also, it will affect you if you are not very careful to the next game you're going to be playing. So I will not advise the Mexicans to take this game kindly. Also, number 2, because for every win you win, if you can win your home group, it's also history. The FIFA World Cup is not only just for winning, it's also that people use such group performance for analysis for future World Cup appearances, and it also give you also a plus. If we are to be the Champions League when you start, for every match you win and for every movement in the trade of ascension, you are acquiring more money. The more you win, the more you are bringing more of your fans to to the stadium to come and watch, and the more confidence you're also boosting, the more also you are projecting your football to be a very good football against nations. Because when they call the World Cup, it is not only the last person that win the cup that is the champion of the world. People battle themselves against each country on the field of play. I'm sure when Iran might just one day play United States on the field of play, you can see what might just emanate from there. It shall be a war of football, but not be a war of weapons. So it is not just only just to go to the World Cup and lift up the trophy that actually matters in the World Cup, because it's a battle of countries coming to the together to compete and see whose football is better. If I beat you, if I beat France, just like how I think there was other Morocco also beat
France during the is Ivory Coast during the friendlies,
and also even during the World Cup, we've seen some African countries beat some top-rated football nation. That was what actually began to give African countries the confidence that they can beat big-time countries who are world football nations. And today we are seeing the narrative changing. Brazil have been beaten by some African countries before, and so you can see what changes. So you don't just go and joke with your group stage qualification. You can take it all 3 and get your 6 points. And get your 9 points. It's better for you. Then they will now tell you that you've done well from your group. And so it's all about group qualification, and it's all about the points. So if you go and carelessly just go and let lose your guard, and then somebody just go and win, and then statistically they began to do permutation. Yeah, who win, and you might just drop, and that will be all. So you don't be careless. As I think that Mexico should go for the last point and make it 9. While South Korea, they are going to put all they can, and I know that they're going to attack because they need that point to be very comfortable.
But I think South Korea is going to take that game.
Well, I know you are not the coach. So you
okay, after all, we'll find out. We're having later today. We're having USA, Australia. Who do you think is going to take that game? Your prediction?
US, Australia.
Yes.
The Australian football also is not about this thing.
Yeah,
they're all colonists that have been colonized.
But the female football is better.
The Australian football is one of the best.
Yes,
But one of the best also is the US.
Yes, the US female football. Yeah.
And then I can apportion some kudos to your Falcon or Super.
No, we're always good in the African continent. But
I give it to the US.
Scoreline, please.
Scoreline might not be a very large scoreline. It might be 3-2 or 3-1.
3-2. Okay. Eru, scoreline, please. US, Australia.
I think the US is going to win that 3-1.
3-1. Okay. But what about Morocco and Scotland? Do you think Morocco is going to beat Scotland?
I don't think so. I don't support anything from Africa.
You are anti-Africa. What's going on? All right, I think that's all we can have for today.
Scotland.
And that's all for today's edition of the PRB World Cup show. My sincere appreciation to our guest, media sports marketing professional Josiah Delight Amedu, and from the ancient city of Benin, the Abracadabra of Sport, Eru John, for their insight and analysis. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Okay, from me, Eva Sunday, thank you for watching and being part of the conversation. Keep enjoying the FIFA World Cup, and remember, football never sleeps. It's bye for now.